Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, and we are back in Lobby Bar for the week of March the 4th, 2024. Brian and Michaela here with you again. And Michaela, it is a pretty big week around Drink the Movies parts. What week is it, Michaela?
It is. It's Oscar week. I'm so excited. I can hardly stand it. I mean, well, it's to be fair, it's a lot of things. Some of our favorite people are having birthdays this week. Your beautiful bride
True.
is
True.
turning
Happy
21
birthday.
again. And
Again.
happy birthday, happy birthday. One of my favorite people, my oldest friend Jeff, he and your bride actually share a birthday. So happy birthday to him.
Oh, excellent.
They're both turning 21 for the fifth or sixth time. And it's Oscar week. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
And it is Oscar week. Oscar week has been Oscar week has been a different week every year for like the last 5 years, but it is this week coming up. Michaela, you and I were dead set on getting all of the Oscar films watched. We're going to be a few short through no fault of our own. We did watch everything that was available to watch pretty much, but we're going to talk more about that as we get into our Oscar kind of preview show where we go through, we make our own Oscar picks here to hold each other accountable for how good we are at knowing what the Oscars are all about. And if you want to be part of that fun, you can definitely get into our Oscar pick'em contest that is going on. It is free to join. You just go to our website, www.drinkthemovies.com. There's a link right at the top. You go there, you pick what you think is going to win the Oscars, and then whoever makes the most correct picks wins a pretty sweet prize package. There's like a beer tumbler, there is a cocktail glass, there is a sweet coaster, there are stickers, all sorts of stuff. So make sure you go and get entered. You want to do that before 7 p.m. Eastern time, Sunday, March the 10th, because that is when the Oscars start, Michaela.
That is when the Oscars start. And I will be knee deep into some sort of cocktail with bubbles, and it's going to be pink. There's going to be a lot of red carpet
Yeah.
madness.
We have to
Um,
make our picks on Monday so Michaela can start drinking champagne right now.
like right now, started. So, if you work with me outside of Drink the Movies and I'm slurring later in the week, please pay it no mind. It's Oscar week. It's kind of like my carnival. It's my Mardi Gras. It's my
My
Super Bowl. It's
Yeah, Michaela has gone mad from watching the last minute films that we're trying to get watched here this week. So we've got that coming. We also are going to have a special guest on the podcast. It's going to be the first time ever we're having a special guest on the podcast. So look for Jake from Galaxy of Film, Mayhem Pictures, going to be coming on to join us and go through the Oscar picks this week as well, Michaela. So, with that in mind, we probably need to mix ourselves up a cocktail. It's going to help, kind of calm the nerves. We're getting ready to make our picks after we record this lobby bar pick. And I thought, what better thing should we make than something with tequila? Because we're going to be featuring tequila in our Oscar drink because Don Julio is the liquor sponsor of the Oscars, I guess, whatever that means. But I found this thing, and this is probably my favorite tequila recipe for all time right now. It's a little bit of a
oh,
mix between a margarita, it's a little bit of a mix between a paloma. It has some ties to the daiquiri, and it's called the Siesta. So this was created by Katie Stipe, and she was a mixologist in New York. And at the time she created this, it was the year 2006, and she made it at the Pegu Club, which is now closed, unfortunately. So we can't go get one of these from Katie there herself. But we can make one up at home. It's not too hard. Should be pretty easily able to get these cocktail ingredients and put this together. So here's what you're going to do, Michaela. Into a shaker tin, go 1.5 ounces of Blanco or silver tequila, a half ounce of freshly squeezed grapefruit juice, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, freshly squeezed, please, 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, 1/4 ounce of Campari, and then you're going to shake that, strain it into a coupe glass, and then garnish that with a grapefruit peel. So it's a little bitter from the Campari. It is a little tart from the grapefruit juice. It's a little sweet from the agave there in that silver tequila. And I love this. I love this drink, Michaela. It's my favorite tequila drink, I think. I love it. It's more complex than a margarita.
yeah,
And it is a little bit more um a kind of a classier version of a Paloma. I love it.
sure. So let's be honest. The margarita is not the classiest of drinks. I mean, it's nice. I like a margarita. I do.
Not when you get
Um,
like a 64-ounce one from your
right.
local taco joint.
The
That's
big
true.
gulp
That's
of
true.
margaritas, like Bob's Margarita. I love it. No, but this has some layers to it and some depth. And the thing about tequila drinks, I think, is that there was that whole period of time where everything was like jalapeno tequila, like a jalapeno
Yeah.
watermelon margarita, or like even the palomas were like these very spicy, and I get it. I enjoy that, but this in and of itself is much more varied. The Campari adds a completely different element to it. It's very European, even though it's tequila,
hmm
which
hmm
is, very South American or Latin American kind of in nature. So I love this as well. I am surprised though. I don't know why I'm surprised. It's got Campari in it. It's one of your favorite. It's one of your
I
favorite
know. See,
ingredients. I've come
that's
to find out. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that this is your favorite
it wouldn't
tequila
be a
drink.
lobby bar cocktail if it didn't have Campari or Saint Germain in it. That's the
That's
kind of
true.
content you
That's
get
true.
get here. If you wanted to do a little bit of a riff on this, you could totally swap out the Blanco tequila also for a mezcal, which is going to bring a little bit of smoky kind of attributes to it as well. That would be delicious. So give one of these a try, and you're going to need that tequila come this week anyway when we get to our main cocktail for the Oscars. So let's talk movies here for a second, Michaela. Dune Part 2, as is a surprise to no one, led the way in the box office this weekend. $81 million. So good job, Dune. We did not contribute to that $81 million this past weekend, but we are contributing to it tonight. We are going to see it this evening. Everything I've heard about it is that it's amazing and it's going to blow our minds, which is setting the expectation bar pretty high. But I feel like Denis Villeneuve and co. are going to meet the task. Meet the task.
Yeah. I mean, look, one thing that did come to surprise is this is a trilogy, apparently. And
It is.
I didn't know that. I've been living under a rock, apparently. So when they were like, hey, it's part two, part three's coming out when? And I was like, what do you mean part three? So I'm glad I know that now because I was really excited to like see the end of this.
Mm. I was
But
going to have to
not, but
talk you down off the
you
ledge.
were. You were. It was going
Yeah.
to be like,
Mm.
oh my gosh, it was going to be like the Marvel's Endgame like thing, right? Where first
Oh, right.
it
Mhm.
was what was it before Endgame? What was the film?
Infinity War. Come on.
Yeah. Oh
Come
my
on.
gosh, at Infinity War. At the end of that, I was so angry because I was like, we're getting down to the wire, and it still doesn't look like they're going to win. Oh gosh, and then they didn't win. So I'm glad. I'm glad I know this
Spoiler
now.
for Infinity War
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, everyone knew that, and everyone knew it was going to be a trilogy of films. One book becomes three films, becomes a lifetime of sand content that we're getting from Dune Part Two. So that's good. We're very excited to go see Dune Part Two. Going to be checking in there, and we're going to be doing an episode about that here either next week or the week after. It kind of depends on how the Oscars go, to be completely honest. Speaking of Oscars, once again, Michaela, it is Oscar week, so our Oscar preview show is going to be coming out later this week in the main episode slot on Thursday. We'll be making our picks. You can see what we think. And you want to make sure you're checking out our Patreon, patreon.com/drink the movies. We've got our Oscar preview snippets going up over there. Like one a day is going up because there were 10 films we had to get through. So keep up on the Patreon if you want to go there. It's a great way to support the podcast and get some bonus content. And speaking of bonus content, we're going to be covering, we got three Denis Villeneuve Dune movies coming here at some point, maybe. But there was also a Dune film that came out in 1984. We're going to be talking about that over on the Patreon at some point this month. What are we not going to be talking about, Michaela? Maybe we should be talking about it. I feel like a lot of people are going to go see this, and it has a lineage of being nominated for Oscars. I think two Oscar noms from the first three films, but the
Sure.
fourth
Yeah.
installment of Kung Fu Panda is coming out. Now, you are a
Wow.
fan.
Wow.
You're a fan of Jack Black.
I am.
So that leads me to believe that you are familiar with the Kung Fu Panda franchise. However, I
I am.
am not. I have not seen any of the Kung Fu Panda films, but I'm excited to see this one because Ke Kwan is doing a voice in it, and now I'm a devotee of Ke Kwan, and whatever he's in, I am required by law to go see, I think.
Yeah, I think you are too. The rest of us are all should be as well. No,
hmm
Kung Fu
hmm
Panda is great. I don't think I remember seeing the second or third one. I'm sure I did because I have a kid. But look, Jack Black, I love him. Jack Black, if you're listening, you have the mighty sword. He's amazing. He's a singer. He's hilariously funny. He's very sweet looking. Like he just looks like a normal human being. I just love him. I love
He looks
him.
like he could be a Kung Fu Panda. I don't know.
He could be. He's like amazing. And so, yeah, I'm excited about watching this with my kid for sure. But it is taking a backseat to the Oscars because we're in a mad dash. We've actually finished all the things, and I'm early. I'm like a week ahead. So maybe someone can, I don't know, send us copy of a film that we haven't been able to get. I'm looking at you, Boy and the Heron. Ugh.
Boy and the Heron, which still says it's available to go be seen at the movie theater, not by us. That's what I say. So we're going to be talking about those movies that we missed out on here this time around through no fault of our own. Like I said, maybe a little bit. We could have seen Boy and the Heron when it was at the theater, but totally skipped that. So that's our own fault. But we're going to get into all that on the main show this week. So Michaela, let's do this. Let's go ahead. We'll mix up a siesta. We'll take a siesta, and then we're going to go hit the desert with Zendaya and see what they're getting up
Mm.
to there in Dune Part 2. So thank you so much for joining us in the Lobby Bar. Go get your Oscar picks in, link in bio and drinkthemovies.com, all those things. So do that, and we'll talk to you next time in the Lobby Bar with all the Oscar winners. That's what we'll be talking about next time in the Lobby Bar. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's right.